Just shenanigans.
Sorry.
Shenanigans. Yes.
Sorry.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of I Have an Echo. And we are back. We're gonna try this again. Welcome everybody to another episode of Whiskey Sour Libations and Conversations. I'm your host, Dominique Lovings. I have two beautiful guests here with me. The one at the bottom, if you are watching, you know this face. It is my lovely big sister, my favorite person in the whole world, along with my co-host at the top right of Everyone Needs an Aquarius, Darryl Frierson. Welcome back to the show, you guys.
Thank you for
Hello.
having me. I appreciate
At this point, Daryl need to be on this show too because we do everything together.
That, which is why I was confused. I'm like, I don't know who's doing what.
Hey, we're gonna get this money together, okay?
it. Yeah,
Like,
look. Look. And making
So-
people hate us across the nation.
Y'all are
Listen,
funny.
yeah, he just tagged me. It was like, hey, that Candace Owens comment on our latest episode of Everyone Needs an Aquarius, that is out. I didn't know she have a stands like that, so I don't care. So guys, it's been an interesting few days because something happened to someone where I was asked if a guy potentially asked me to maybe potentially change some of my outfits in my wardrobe, would I do that? And I took a step back because initially I said, well, that would be a red flag if this were the case. So with that said, I didn't want to like jump too far ahead. I felt like 20-something-year-old me would be like, I'm cool on him, blah, 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 blah. And then I thought about, the history of my relationships and how I dated a guy who didn't like me to wear certain heels around him. I'm gonna say in general, but I just didn't wear them around him. And I did that because I kept it cute because that person also was giving me a piece of their paycheck. I didn't ask for it, but they just they gave it to me and I took it. So I was like, the least I could do is not wear those shoes around you. Okay, cool.
Help her,
Oh, so he
please.
paid you not to wear stilettos, basically.
No, he was just giving me a piece of his check.
Right now, but
I
I'm
didn't-
saying, but it was like it was basically paying you not to wear stilettos. Like,
Well, no, I'm not gonna say it was that, but I didn't want to miss out on my additional funds, so I didn't wear them around
it's
him.
just like reporting for your food stamps. Like you want to make sure you report it to the office to get your people don't understand. Back in the day, you had to go into the food stamp office and like every month and with a
Not
caseworker.
the step office.
Yo, I just thought about that. I was like, oh yeah, he used to give me some of his checks. So yeah, that's why I ain't wearing more. Because normally, I wouldn't care. I would still do what I wanted to do. And more so recently, like thinking about this conversation topic, and even in my current relationship, like the guy I'm seeing doesn't care for, wigs or weaves or anything. And it's not that, oh, I'm not going to wear them to accommodate him or, whatever. It's also because I'm bald head and I ain't have enough hair. So I came across the post that I shared with both of you guys. And it's just an interesting conversation as a whole. So I want to bring attention to this particular post. And it said a man cancels date on her for how she dressed. So the people watching, I'm sorry, Janelle. Actually, I could move you.
Oh, it's fine, girl.
I'm like, I'm a fix it.
First of all, I would have actually re-upped even more on this date. I'd be like, you want to move it up?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm in there in their 20s.
Yeah.
So
20-year-old D would have moved up the date.
So before we dive into this topic about wardrobes and dating,
These centennials are too moralistic.
Yeah,
we had no morals in the 2000s.
Look, so to the people that are listening, I want to describe the outfit. It's like a onesie, like it's like these palazzo parachute pants onesie, and the top is very, very cut low. Her nipples are pretty much exposed. So
Yeah,
the
her nipples are
conversation,
holding the dress in place, like the top
yeah,
part in place.
yes. So she sends a photo of the dress to the guy, and he
Why would
said,
she do that? Why would you do that?
I think she thought that she was looking good.
Oh,
"Yeah,
oh,
Like,
it was
I
kind of
think she
like
was like,
sending. Is it like sending the
I think it
nude,
was
but
like
not
an
sending the
enticing,
nude?
like, here, I'm dressed, like, I'm ready to go. See, here's proof. Like, I don't think she thought, well, clearly she didn't think there was anything wrong with her
Blow it back
outfit.
up, Don. Let me read it. Let me read. I didn't read it. I just saw the picture. I
So
never
so
read.
he
Oh,
says,
read it to me.
so yes, it says yes. I guess he asked her, was she ready? She said, yes, I'm already dressed. He said, nah, shorty, I'm not going nowhere with you if you wearing that. What's wrong with it? What the fuck? I'm grown. It's a certain way you should want to present yourself. This ain't it. I'm good. She said, I have on a dress. It's not a
Don't
dress.
skip over the trash can emoji.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yes, trash can emoji. I have on a dress. Uh, what's not presented? I hold on. Let me read it on my phone because in that part I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
it
now
I mean,
says, I
also,
have on a dress. What's not presented with it? I'm confused.
yeah.
Niggas never had an issue spending money on me, regardless of what I wore. And
He
he's like,
said, I
I'm good on
yeah,
that. Enjoy your night. And she's like,
oh,
WTF,
okay. So she was trying to go somewhere
you
with
weak
me
as hell.
wearing that.
yes,
Yes.
yes,
She was going on a date with him.
Mm.
So
yeah,
now, don't get me wrong.
Mm. That
Like,
changes it to me. That changes it a little bit to me now. I
yeah.
thought at first
yeah,
when they were saying it, I thought that he saw her with that on, like on her regular profile, just putting it up. I didn't know that she was trying to wear to go out in.
yes.
It's definitely an island outfit. Like it is a beach vacation outfit because
Is
that
this
you wear
Miami?
over.
I need to know locations and stuff. I need to know like where we are. This
Right.
can't be in Louisville. Like this can't be in Louisville, to Kentucky. Then I understand then. But if you're in Miami, I'm like, well, shit, it is what it is down here.
But she's at the mall,
She
clearly.
at the mall.
Like,
Yeah, she's somewhere shopping.
she's outside in
Does it
public
say her
for
name on there?
sure.
Let me Google her. Let me see
No,
what
it
she
don't
said.
say her name,
Oh,
girl.
The thing about it is,
I was
as
gonna
someone
look.
who has recently experienced this, um, it is all in the delivery to me.
Yeah,
Like, I think both sides are valid. You know, she is an adult. She can wear whatever she wants to wear if she's comfortable in that and that's what she chooses to wear. She has every right to. Like, it's her body, it's her choice. She has
Mhm.
full autonomy on how she chooses to present herself. Um, you know, clothes don't necessarily make the person. So if she feels like, oh, this is what I want to wear and I like it, what is the problem? And she's like, clearly no one else has ever had a problem with it before. So why do you have
But
a
I'm
problem with
taking you
it
to
now?
Morton's and Steakhouse, and you wearing that, I'm
And
like,
that's the
hey.
thing.
Or he could have responded like, hey,
they
I'm taking you
probably would
somewhere
let her in
nice.
there because they
And
got
But
a
that's
you,
dress.
and that is the thing. He could have just said to her, "Hey, I think you look great. However, where we're going, I just don't think this is appropriate. So would you mind
Yeah,
changing?" Now,
yeah,
yes.
if she said all of that extra,
Then it would be like, all right.
yeah. No,
and then he could have been like, "No." And it also depends on what his interest levels were. Like, he could have just not been that interested in her, and he was fine with just like, this ain't it. I don't even feel like arguing with you or even trying to salvage this. So I'm just going to bow out and move on, which again, that's his prerogative. Or, you know, he could have just, I feel like to me, it was just his delivery. Like, you didn't have to add the trash can emoji.
okay, but you wanted to make sure the people knew about it.
Hold on,
I
that's the most
skipped
egregious
over
part too, Janelle.
Because
uh-uh,
that
trash can emoji.
because that is the difference. So, for instance, just like Dominic, you were mentioning how your guy doesn't like weaves or wigs or anything like that. So, if it feels different if he says, "Oh, I don't like it when you wear wigs," versus, "Oh, I love it when you wear your natural hair." Same result, theoretically, like, then you would not wear them as much, or maybe not wear them around him. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, again, you can do what you want, but I feel like you will be more willing to acquiesce to his suggestion or request if he's like, oh, I love it when you wear your natural hair. And
Yeah.
so then subconsciously, or even with intention, you might say, oh, okay, well, my man likes it, so I will wear my natural hair more. Um, and so same thing with clothing. It's like, oh, I love it when you wear skirts and dresses. Like, as we all know, dudes love a sundress. So it sounds different versus, oh, I hate it when you wear pants. You know what I mean? It's like at the end of the day, the result theoretically can be the same, but
Yeah.
it's just all in how you present the request or present your
He
preference.
could have flipped this though
So
too. He could have flipped this whole situation.
yeah.
This is put the picture back up as I narrate here for 1 second.
I hate you.
I want to go along with this narration of my 2008 year, 2007 year, when I'd have been like, oh damn, work. First of all, I would have canceled whatever reservation I had right then. Boom, we going somewhere else. Because I'm still gonna get on this at this point. I'm still gonna get it. So I've been like, okay, that's what's up. Cool. You mind going to such and such, such and such? You know, like, hey, and I'm gonna dress it up like that. He really was in his feelings because my thing is, you adjust to this woman. Oh, okay. You have that hair, that thing like that. I know I'm taking you at. It is a place called Jeans. I'm taking you to Jeans on St. Louis Avenue and Florissant, and we're gonna kick it. We're gonna have the wings. You're gonna have a good old time. I just changed my reservation for Mortensen's and I'm still gonna try to get this because you have presented yourself to go another route. I wouldn't have fumbled this bad. Y'all young zillennials, y'all fumble the women in situations just over y'all pride.
What did you say, zillennials?
Yeah, zillennials.
Okay. It's like, you know, okay, so how would you have responded to it at your big age now? Like, let's say you are
low key, I would did it if the same response regardless of my life. We still gonna be in Jeans.
I think okay, so here's the thing. I think where it gets this is
my bad, KJ's. I mess with KJ's now too. I'd have been in KJ's too.
Nah, she might be in the Palomino.
Oh, there we go.
Hit it in the back.
Thank you, Dom. I'd have been at the Palomino.
Okay.
Kicking it.
Go ahead, Janelle.
Interesting. No. I'm just taking it in.
I wouldn't fumble it. The older me, younger me wouldn't have fumbled this. That wouldn't have been a that's just a little small roadblock. We're gonna move around.
However, your perception of her has now shifted.
Oh, if I already saw her with that hair, my perception was already there, so it wasn't no shock to me. Yeah,
so
and it's nothing wrong with her having a wig. It's the style of it.
D, like that is like literally that is my hair coded. Like
no.
Well,
It's not that. You don't understand.
It's not.
It's the way you rocking it. It's not. It's nothing wrong with the wig. And nothing wrong with weed. It's the way you rock it. Look at that, man. You see me. You see me with her. Stop it. And that ain't me gassing myself up. I'm just saying we ain't the same. We ain't gonna be on the same level at some point. We're gonna be able to only talk to a certain point. We at Jeans, we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna listen to the music. Some old men gonna come over talking about, dang girl, look at you. And then I'm gonna try to get you back to the joint. And she probably hang out at the crib. Like she gonna have. I'm not gonna treat her messed up. I'm not gonna treat her any different. But my mind state ain't gonna get past that hair.
So it's not even the outfit, it's the hair.
It's the outfit. No, but I would already known from the hair that the outfit was coming regardless. So like something else is gonna happen.
He's like, the hair and the outfit go together.
Yeah,
it's like,
I wouldn't have been
if
shocked.
you wear your hair like that,
yeah,
9 times out of 10, this outfit, you probably have this outfit in several colors. Like it came in a value pack.
Yes, you bought 3 of them off Temu.
I like her shoes, the little slides.
Yeah, and it's not. Look,
I just think it's while she's
I
at the
would
mall.
have got. This wouldn't discourage me. I would have still got this. Oh, I would have still tried to get this. Now, that's what I said. We'd have been at the Palomino, had a nice little fish plate because they got food there now at the Palomino.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. They got a kitchen upstairs now.
Okay.
Yeah, that's another story. But the little fish plate popping, you know what I'm saying? And we'd been chilling and having a good time, nice drinks and nice conversation.
Okay.
And if you saw me up in there with her, it'd be all good. I'd be like, oh, what's up? Boom, boom, boom. I'm gonna point at you. You gonna know what I'm on. You gonna know what I'm on. You gonna see me with her and know what I'm on. Oh, I see what D on. Because in general, I wouldn't be out with a girl dressed like that in general. But I'm not gonna discourage her from doing what she gonna do. Because the game is always the game. I'm not gonna stop you from doing what you do. I'm just gonna change up what I do.
Okay. So
I know that sounds crass, and it may be your listeners may be
that. I find this very enlightening.
Considering
not all the time.
That's all Darryl do is like shenanigans.
What'd you say?
Oh, that's all Darryl do is with shenanigans. That's all.
So does she?
My whole point is it's a tasteful thing. Like you could be sexy. It's all about how you rock it.
Yeah.
Like I said, like there's nothing wrong with a woman wearing wigs, weave, any of that. It's just I don't want to really know it like you got one on like that. Like if I can really, and I'm not that good of a sight when it comes to that stuff. If I can tell, then it's not. Then we ain't that ain't good for you.
So
I don't care in general. It's all about how you rock. You can rock a bald head and it'll be fly. It's all about how you rock it.
Okay.
You can rock booty shorts out like Prince if you can pull it off. It's a 99.9% chance you may not be able to, but if you can, it's all good.
So my thing is, then you have her in a certain box, and she will forever be in that box.
That woman, or are you talking about a woman that dresses sexy? That's two different questions.
That woman, let's say that woman, she wore that at one time.
That's because of the hair, though. It had nothing to do with the outfit. I already knew this was coming, Janelle. I'm trying to tell you. I would have already peeped this game. I would have peeped this game when I first met her.
So then, okay. So then the question
none of them
is,
text messages would have happened for me. I'd have been like, cool. First of all, I'm not even, why'd I got reservations with her? That's number one. I'm already booked at the Palomino. I got a booking at the Palomino. I got my table already. When I met her, I'm like, yo, we going to the Palomino. That's all. I'm automatically thinking that.
So take her hair out the mix.
Yeah, take her hair out.
I'm just saying her style of woman. There's a style, at least for me, there's a style of woman I know that I rock with. You can be sexy, but it's a look to it, and it's just not that.
Okay.
So I know when I look at her, I was like Palomino, jeans.
Okay.
But we're gonna have a ball though. We gonna have a ball. She gonna say she had a good time with me. I ain't gonna treat her disrespectful. I'm gonna hang out with her. We gonna chop it up. She gonna have a ball.
I'm trying to see if I have like a photo of like something. I'll be clearing everything out because I only got.
All right, hold on.
Okay, hold on. So Darryl. Okay. So this dress,
that's fine.
That's
you in LA. That's you rocking it. Go back to the other girls' joint.
Am I supposed to see it, or did you share him? Okay.
Yeah, two different types of pics.
Wait, I didn't see the pic of you, Dominique. Okay. Well, yeah, that's a different vibe, though.
Yeah,
but like your top is not being held up by your nipple.
Yeah.
That
is,
and I
met her I put a swimsuit under it because I was like, ooh, that's too much.
So, as somebody who has recently experienced a version of this,
okay, and now we're here.
I have questions,
okay,
or thoughts, or comments, or all of the above. I don't know. So, dating somebody and saw them had on a very, I guess, reveal. It was nowhere near. It was not that. Let me just preface it with, it was not that, like, at all. Okay. However, like, sometimes your clothes shift. So, meaning when I tried it on, I thought it looked great. You know, when you're standing up in front of the mirror, oh, this is it. things are laying particular ways. But as you
Check your
start
text, John.
moving, huh?
And I'm gonna type in the box. Keep going. Keep going. You good?
No, as you're moving through, I go to dinner with some girlfriends and I'm getting compliments on my outfit from a lot of women. Like it was very like fashionable. Probably too fashionable for St. Louis, but fashionable
You're
nonetheless.
right.
At dinner though, like sitting the way it was open, I was like I had it was like open very low, and then I had like a sheer black bra on. But like when I'm like sitting, I'm noticing that like the opening is opening even more. And so I'm just like, oh, I'm a little bit more exposed than I planned on being, but I'm here now. So it is what it is. So and also depending on the angles. Wait, what are you shaking your head about? Okay.
Oh no, he answered my question. No. Because he
Okay.
sent me something and then because I thought he sent it
Gotcha.
for me to put it. Okay, cool.
Got it. So then go out, bump into this person, and sitting down, they come in. I could tell immediately the energy is not what it usually is. Now, I have hung out with this person several times. I have known this person not years, like for like a year. Yeah, like a year or so. Only just bumping into them. So only just recently started like pursuing dating.
Okay.
And I noticed like when he left, I'm like, he didn't compliment my outfit at all. And so I was just like, that's odd because every time I see him, he always says, you look nice. I don't care how regular I feel like I'm looking. They're like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
you look nice. And I know that he has a particular affinity for this area. So I'm just thinking, what's the problem? Like, but again,
Used to be
I
all good.
knew, but also I knew I was uncomfortable. And so because I was even getting dressed, I was like, should I wear it like this? And like one of my friends was like, oh no, girl, wear it like that. That is fire. So this was
But maybe
also,
that's your insecurity though too that rubbed off and gave him that energy as well.
I don't think so, because I can fake it till I make it. But so had not seen this person, and that was almost shit. That's almost a month ago. I had not seen this person. So then last week, and even before that, the vibe wasn't vibing the way I thought it was going to vibe. And particularly for me, when I'm dating guys, they just act a certain way. And I know everybody is not the same. Everybody has different paces that they move. And
Mm-hmm.
so, especially coming off of, situationship, so to speak,
Mm-hmm.
where it was like I had a weekend live in. So I saw this person 3-4 times a week. So to go
Okay.
from like that energy to like maybe seeing somebody like once a week, once every 10 days, it was kind of jarring for me. But also thinking to myself, well, I know that I am intentionally trying to slow down because that last thing kind of crashed and burned. I'm trying to get into something a little bit more serious. So I don't mind taking my time. So I'm just thinking it's me being uncomfortable because I am used to a particular dynamic or a particular like effort or energy. And this person has told me that they move very, very slow. So I'm thinking this
They
is
sound
that.
like an Aquarius. They sound like an Aquarius.
And they are. So,
So in our defense,
No, but if the male was a little bit different with this, Don. We
and I'm
real
used to
slow folk.
dealing with Libras. Okay. So
No, we're
I
ah,
real
have had,
slow folk men. No, we extended out. Woo, look, we extended.
so
Lord.
fast forward to last Saturday. So a week ago, get a text, and we have been texting or whatever. I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe we're getting our momentum back. I'm not really like pushing it, but definitely like it still has been at this point 3 weeks since I've seen you. So that's still kind of like questionable in my book. But again, so get a text like booty call time. like
Uh-oh.
11:30, 11:30.
Is that booty call? I thought 12 was. I thought 12 was like the
By the
cutoff.
time I would have gotten there, it would have
Oh,
been
okay,
12.
okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair
Like,
enough.
so I was kind of taken aback because I'm like, well, I haven't seen this person in 3 weeks. So to go from like not seeing you to like come over at this
But also
time,
curious to invite you over and not try nothing.
huh?
Just be literally just
It could have been that. It could have been that. It could have been that.
because I've
I
done
do
that.
not
Like,
know.
just be like,
But
hey, I'm gonna go to bed, yo. You go a blanket.
Yeah,
which
I'm
I
like, we be on some like wild shit sometimes.
and honestly,
I just wanted to hang out, talk.
honestly, I would be on that. Like, I don't mind the sleepover.
But it need to be
So it
pre-planned.
was
You're saying not like a thing of like let's spring it on me now.
like,
I
so,
get it.
I'm just like, I don't know. So it just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. So we discussed it the next day. He apologized. Like, he was very apologetic, very much like, I didn't mean to make you feel any type of way or disrespect you or anything like that. And when I was like, I accept your apology, I was just kind of thrown because I have not, and he's just like, well, I was thrown too, because just based off of like the type of conversation, which in my opinion was very PG. Um, I just wasn't expecting that. And so, but he apologized
We
and I
do
was like, it wasn't
unpredictable things, Janelle. We do Aquarius do
clearly.
unpredictable things.
And it
Like we'll
was,
do
like I
some
said, it
boring ass
was,
shit for a while, to all of a sudden be like, "What's up on that?" Like, damn.
and that's what happened. And so that was the thing. It was just like, it wasn't the ask. It was the fact that the asks came and I had not seen you in like this long span of time. So it was given, for me, it was given 0 to 100.
Real
Yeah,
quick.
I can see that.
And, like made out one time. And then the next time I'm supposed to see you, it's at, midnight, 12:30, booty call time. I'm like, it's a lot of steps in between that did not get touched. So before this. So I was like, he apologized. I said my piece. He said his piece because I was like, it was just giving casual. And I feel like we hadn't been really, like, we were discussing like wanting more serious things. So these are the antithesis of each other. So he was like, well, I wasn't feeling like it was casual, but I get you. Cool. So I'm like, so are we cool? Like, we could keep moving forward dating. And he was just like, I kind of just want to be friends because there were some things that give me pause about
Oh, he
moving
said it.
forward
Okay.
with
Oh
you.
shit.
And so I was like, oh, pause. Care to elaborate? So he hit me with the corporate criticism when it's like the corporate sandwich. It's like a what is it? A compliment or critique followed by a
No,
compliment.
you got to do two compliments, critique. Two
Well,
compliments, a
maybe
critique.
it was the reiteration because it was like, I think you're really pretty, really pretty. So there, I guess that's your two, even though
Yep.
they're the same.
Yeah.
However, I
Double
would
up.
want I am looking for someone who is more reserved in showing their assets. Great
Oh, he
assets.
directly talked it. Oh shit.
Great assets. Meaning these. But I like my lady, essentially more covered up. So I was like, okay, like, and he's just like, I just think it would be weird to like in the future ask you to change if that's how I'm meeting you. Now, I'm like, all right. So my thing is, again, I'm thinking about the fact the last time I saw you, what I had on, and this conversation. So clearly, this is not like a coincidence. But my thing is, it's like we've been hanging out for a while, and I'm like, I would be open to it because I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, this is not how I dress all the time. Like, this is literally like one of two outfits that I own that is cut this low. And the one outfit I literally have worn like for my 35th birthday and to see Beyonce. Like, it's not an everyday, like, I don't give that girl's hairstyle. Like, you wouldn't have seen that coming out of me to me, but it was too much. And so to me, I'm just like, in my mind, I'm like, well, I mean, there could have been a conversation. Like, I see, because again, you have women who are like, oh, this is woman at my church. she wore her hair long because her husband liked it. Now, when her husband passed away, she cut her hair. She was like, "Well, I never,
It's
I
a,
never necessarily liked it long like that, but my
right.
husband liked it, so I was happy to do it." And again, like everybody can't have her the type of husband that she had. Like he is still taking care of her after death. You know what I mean? And so,
Hello.
you know what I mean? So
That's
they
a
had a really great
husband.
right. They had a really great relationship. And even on the
Yeah.
flip side, my ex, he used to wear like these super wide jeans, and I'm just like, "Ooh, I hate these jeans." Eventually, I got him up out them jeans in my genuine voice, like, but
He's wearing them
you know,
Django,
so
them
I think
Jinko.
Pretty much.
it wasn't quite Jinkos, but it was on the way. And as a
Okay.
person who used to wear Jinko jeans like in high school, but again, high school, you were grown as man. So I think in relationships, everybody has what they are attracted to, what they desire. And I think with your spouse, we all like to see them like a particular way. Like even with my ex, I didn't like it if he shaved his beard. Like, keep that shit on your face. So to me, what is the difference between me requesting that and then a man requesting, like a particular dress or a particular hairstyle of their spouse? So to me, it's
But if it's
interesting
Aquarius,
because,
we don't like to change nobody though.
huh?
We don't even want to broach that conversation with people. Like it
And
is what it
see,
is.
and that's the interesting thing because to me, it could have been a conversation. But
Nah,
as you say, as an
it don't
Aquarius, you're
work
like,
like
I
that.
would just rather bow out and not even have the conversation,
No,
even though
he
I'm
he
missing
we
out
respect
on
freedom though, Janelle.
all
We
of this.
respect freedom. We respect
What you say?
freedom though. So like we wouldn't want anyone to restrict us. So it's like, well, man, I'm not going to even put that on you. I'm just it's different levels to it. It may be extreme what he did. I'm not excusing it, but
And
he may
I
have been like,
and
I
I
don't want
don't
to infringe
disagree.
on your freedom saying that and stopping you from being free to be who you are.
And I think that's fair. And but at the same time, it's just like, you know, what is the level of restriction? Because again, if this is just like I own this one outfit, more than
But he doesn't
likely
know
I
that.
was
He doesn't
already
know that.
right. I know, but and that's what I mean when I say before. You could have had a conversation, but maybe you weren't that interested in salvaging what could have
Oh,
possibly
okay.
been, or you just weren't that interested in general. So it's just easier to be like, well, I mean, she all right. It ain't that deep for me, so I'ma just
Yeah.
say what it is and then chuck the deuces. So
It's just interesting as a whole because like I'm just sitting here like as I'm listening to both of y'all, like dissecting this and talking about it, and I'm just like, damn, like it's just tricky. It's
it
just so
is
Yeah.
very
tricky. And
tricky.
like you said, like I feel like I understand what Darryl is saying. I get that. Because I like men to have facial hair, and my God, because it's so much gray that has come in, you know, and he will shade that, and I just be like, can you keep that? Because I'm like, it actually looks nice on you, and he thinks it ages him a little bit, and I'm just like, so no, but y'all don't want me to wear weave, so now I'm sitting here contemplating my life, and
And that's the thing. It's like it's
like
and
I'll
that's
be meeting
what
in the middle.
because I would have loved to have a conversation just because it's like, this person, I've liked them for a while. And like, look, I was like, okay, I feel like this is about to be it. Like, I feel like we were on a slow pace, but on a track of potentially being something. So for me, I'm just like, I mean, I wish he would have just said something because again, I was even uncomfortable in that outfit. So more than likely I wouldn't even wear anything like that again, even though he doesn't know that. And I even said, well, I mean, I would have been open to it if we had discussed it, and I even gave him like the same analogy, like with the dress. And then in my mind, I just started like thinking of like this slippery slope of like random questions. It's like, okay,
Mhm.
well, you know, what is the titty exposure ratio? Like, is it like
That's
what
another
is just what is not enough? What is too much? What is like, like Goldilocks, like this too
Because
big,
like
this too little, this is
here's
just
the thing.
right.
I'm sorry to cut you off because I think about me. I'm I'm provocative. I get the people going. Janelle is more. This is the truth. This is the truth. Listen, Darryl, our
Yep.
director. Then actually, Janelle was just speaking about her and the husband. She told me I was like, "What do you want us to wear to our performance?" She said, "I don't know. You just need to be covered up." So I'll be out here. When I think of Janelle, it's like cute, it's fun, it's flirty, it's like just touching sexy. Like
But
she's
I think
go ahead.
But I think it really just depends on
The
your own
person.
personal perception.
Yeah.
Because like I was telling like one of my other friends, she was like, I mean, your titties be out. And I'm like, are they? Like, I'll have something low. You could definitely see
And that
cleavage
person
for
dressed.
sure. I feel like they are just very conservative in their dress. So
Oh,
I
okay.
just think
Because I feel
it
like
just
sometimes
depends. And now, don't get me wrong, I've never worn a dress, a top that only my nipples was holding together. Like that
yeah,
has
no, we're
never
not doing
been
that. And it's
right.
crazy because I actually have that
She's like,
outfit
I
that
mean,
they
like, I mean, I had that outfit. I don't see what the
it don't
problem is.
no 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 no. The outfit ain't supposed to sit like that. So she got hers like two sizes too big, might even cut it lower. That's not supposed to sit like that. My nipples were not holding up that top. It was like a tank top up top, and I belted it.
Yeah, she probably, but again, for her, that's how she wanted to wear it.
Yeah.
So, but
It's
my
because
thing is
here's
too,
the
it's
thing.
just
As a person that don't really care about people's perception, thoughts, or opinions, because I don't, sometimes you do take a step back and you like you said with you, is this too much or where am I going or what am I doing? Because it's reading the room, everything has a time and a place. That's cute for the club, that's
mhm.
cute for the beach. But like Darryl said, if I was trying to take you to Mastro's, we now have switched the date to the Palomino and we on the back patio where nobody can see you.
But and
I
see,
don't
and
want
that's
to
the thing.
feel I don't
And
want
that's
to
the
feel
thing. I feel like I got put in a different box. It's like we went from going to the museum to you come over here this time at night because you wore this one thing this one time. You know what I mean? And so it's just like it's just very interesting to me. But then
yeah.
also
I
thinking
feel like
too,
the
it's like
person's not reading. But also I feel like the person
I
hasn't
feel like
taken
I
the
want Daryl's opinion. I want a male perspective of what
okay.
I
Because
just
I feel like
right.
that is extreme, but I feel like that person just went and was like full like just like, oh, because of this, I've had these dope experiences. Now it doesn't exist because of one outfit. That's fucking weird. And do you know
No, no, no. It's deeper than that. It's deeper than that. He went through some trauma before with something else that's similar to this.
that's what you think happened to this
It's like
person?
a trigger for him. Hundred
Interesting.
percent. 100%.
Interesting.
100%.
And again, it's the thing
Where he may have
about
let it
it.
slide before, and then he ended up being on some bullshit, and like you know what I'm saying, like
Mhm.
equilateral to what that was presented before, and was like, well, shit, I should have known that because of this, and now she on this shit.
And the thing about it, like we had discussions before, and I'm trying not to put like too much of his business out there, just being like very
Mhm.
general and vague. But I will say there was something that
Yeah.
happened before that kind of like turned me off a bit. And I had to, and everybody was like, because we hung out like 2.5 times, and I give it halftime because like one of the times it was just very like random. Let's go do this thing real quick. I'll see you in like 30 minutes. It was just kind of like really fly, by the seat of your pants type of thing. And he was just like, oh, I just feel like it's your turn to ask me out. And we talked about it because I was like, and I even gave like the Cardi B meme, like the gift or GIF or however you pronounce it. She was like who are you talking to? You talking to me? And so I was very turned off about that because I was like, that's a little sassy. Like, it's not like we had been on 10 dates.
Right. True.
And
Yeah,
I'm
even
not
what
like showing interest in you. So it's like after 2.5 days, like, where is this coming from? And then I had to just think, okay, based off of previous conversations that he has had about like past relationships, clearly this person's love language is like words of affirmation. And he clearly, desires, craves the wanting to be desired. And maybe he feels like that I am not doing that. And so, and we talked about it because I was like, to me, because he was like, I just believe in reciprocation. I'm like, well, as do I. But to me, I'm like, well, do you feel like I'm not reciprocating your actions? Like, when you ask me out, I always say yes. When you call me, I always pick up the phone. When you text me, I respond. And it's not like 8 hours later, 24 hours later. You know what I mean? Like, so to
yeah,
me, I feel like I am, because I am like agreeing, Beyonce, like I say yes to this, yes to that, yes to this. So how am I not showing you to me that I'm not reciprocating your efforts? But again, everybody experiences the world differently. And like you said, if there's some type of past trauma there, I'm not privy
Hmm.
to it. But all of that makes sense. But to me, I personally would have just liked a conversation, but also, hey, maybe he don't like me like that to where it's not worth the conversation.
yeah.
So
And but sometimes too, like sometimes men they will limit themselves in certain interactions just based on past things, which is really interesting to
That's what I'm
me.
saying. That's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm
yeah,
telling you.
But it's
but I think we all
interesting.
do that. I think we
No,
all
I
do
don't think
that.
it's just men that do that. I think people do that
Yeah, I
overall.
think I think men do
Listen,
it. I think women do
listen.
it. I think every
You don't
person does
exist
it.
in my world anymore. This is my world. This is you. If you, yeah, I know y'all can't see my diagram because of my blur, but it's some people that I seek revenge on, but a lot of these niggas I don't give a fuck about and don't care, and I move on with my life. And it's only one that I really want to spin the block, and then everybody else can go to hell. Like you don't exist. It's weird, but
And
I think
No,
I
no,
think
I got a
I think
revenge tour coming up. I'm gonna have an award tour, revenge tour
see,
season.
but
That's
see,
it.
I'm not a
well,
revenge
but no, Janelle,
person.
No,
before
no,
you
but it ain't revenge
I'm
like that.
like,
It
well,
ain't.
can
I
we
ain't
still
doing
be
nothing personally.
right,
I
but
ain't doing
so
nothing
so
personally.
I just want to say that like it's just also interesting hearing this because like men have to recognize their feelings and emotions to make
Mhm.
sense of what's happening because yes, you've had this experience that happened. Yes, we're going to acknowledge that, but you can't keep using that as a crutch. You got
but
to
the
be
thing
able to
about it though,
process that.
but the thing about it is I feel like a lot of men don't have the luxury of canceling somebody off of one offense, so to speak. I think that they have more options as far as viable candidates of women that they can choose from if they choose to. Like
Yeah,
this
only a certain
person, will he be
percentage
making
now. We say only a certain percentage now. Only a certain percentage get
well,
this
and it's not
benefits.
even so much that it's just comparative to
No,
women.
girl.
Comparative to women. Like
Only a
if a
certain
woman
percentage.
got 5 dudes that's waiting, a man could have 15 women that are waiting. You know what I
Certain
mean?
That's
dudes.
true.
Certain dudes.
This particular person, I feel like he likely checks a lot of boxes
No,
for
no, 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 no,
a
no. I'm
lot
just
of
saying in general. I don't want some
yeah,
brother being like, I ain't got
some
no
men,
date in like
yes,
5 years.
definitely some. I don't want to say all, but I feel like, a good portion of men, especially if they check a lot of boxes, like they are, relatively attractive, they seem to be, like upstanding gentlemen and citizens. They have a really good job. They seem to love the Lord. He heard my cry. Like they check a lot of desirable traits from women. And even
Yeah.
this person, when he's like on Facebook, it's like if he has 10 comments, 9 of them are women. Like, so so to me, he could be like, you know what? I could say no or bow out and just pick the next girl who does not show her titties as much.
100%. hundred
Yeah.
percent. Yeah.
And I like that girl just as much as I like this girl. Now, even if I may have liked you a tinge more, I would rather not deal with
Yeah.
that and go this easier route here of not even having that conversation and getting all that I desire out of this person. I
That
mean,
comes
you're
from
never
being
going to
older
get
too, though. That's an
100%.
older man thing too. That's an older man thing too, though.
Right. And so it's like, and you're never going to get 100% of what you desire out of any one
That's an older
person.
man thing.
But I think if there's like certain things that are of value to you just right off the top, or like you said, if they had some type of trauma, it's easy for them to say, you know what, I'm going to remove myself from that and just go over here because it's easier. Whereas women, I feel like, or some women feel like, okay, well, it's always going to be something. So it's like we start to really play like this mental gymnastics of like, how big a deal is this thing? You know what I mean? Like when I met my ex, he was wearing them same wide ass jeans. Like, but for me, that wasn't a deal breaker because I valued all of his other qualities that he
And
had.
it's jeans. We can change the jeans.
You know, but that's what
I
I'm
mean,
saying. Like,
I stopped liking a girl because she kept wearing the same shoes every time I saw her.
Listen, now listen, Darryl, I am not about to do this with you because I seen them and it was so he gonna nudge me.
but see, but did you like her that much though?
Them shoes, man. Them
See, but
shoes.
I feel like if you're like, I really am vibing with this girl and I can see a future with her
I told
shoes
her
are
ahead of
not
time
going
too.
to
I
be
told Dom ahead of time too. Watch what you gonna do.
We see that's that Aquarius bullshit because we
again
like
and
here's
again.
the thing.
Look, I dated a dude, and I use the term dated loosely, but I dated a dude, and as you know, as my BFF would say, he got 5 shirts. Like,
Damn.
Listen, I it be
and that did
stuff
not
that
stop me because
But no,
I
no. I get men, but the men, I just like more fashionable women though in general. That's
and
that's
so
one of my things though. I only need to have 5
okay.
shirts, but I just like more fashionable women though.
Well, so it
And you
wasn't so
wearing the
much that
same
she kept
shoes
wearing the
every
same shoes.
time,
It's just the shoes that she had you did not like, and then she wore them all the
and it was
time.
the same. No, it was just
You ain't want to buy her
un.
no new shoes.
Dom, describe it.
no, okay. So look, now Mama told us about buying shoes for people. If you buy shoes for somebody, they walk out your life. Now I haven't
Mhm.
had that experience yet, but that's what they say. These were kind of I probably should have nudged you too. But these were
You
kind
was
of
there
dust.
too.
Yeah, you was there. They need like they was cool kick around like we gonna go to the grocery store type deal, Ryan's but it they yeah. And I had stuff that I always wore that I kick around in there. Johnny probably was like, "You got them shoes on again," but I'm like, "I'm at your office or I'm doing this
No,
or that."
I
Look,
got.
I
I
don't
had
care.
a dude when we were in undergrad. I had a dude, and he was like, "Oh, so you got your white Mizzou hoodie on again?" And I'm just like, "What am I? I don't care. I'm trying to
But that's
graduate,
college. That's different.
right? And
That's
that's
college.
college. That was
So
the time when people were wearing pajamas to class,
Yes.
you know. So I'm like, why are you talking about this hoodie? Like, what am I supposed to wear in this person's living room? I'm not wearing stiletto pumps
He's from
in the club.
Chicago.
No, he's from here.
Okay.
no,
Okay.
but see, I remember I was going to a house party and it was a guy there and I had a fur coat on. And so mind you, and it wasn't like it was like, I don't give a hell if it was shit back to back. But I had my fur coat on and it's a real mink fur coat. Fast forward to the like next year, I wore my fur coat again. This boy was like, "Oh, I see you in your fur coat again." I was like, "Yeah, from last year. Like, you can kiss my ass because it's real. And you look like the bear from
And
motherfucking
see,
Cleveland show or the panda bear from Cleveland show, koala bear. So you can kiss my ass."
and that be my concern too, because I don't remember what I put on. We lost Daryl.
No, we didn't. He had to take care of something real quick.
Okay. No, I don't ever remember what I put on. So I feel like, and that's the thing, that's what happens if you don't see people regularly. What?
So like I think about it like this. Like look behind you at the like the profile. Like
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I know what you mean.
yeah. So your mama, like, so to some people, it's that might be too provocative. And like I said, okay, that's cool, but you just not, for me, because like I said, I'm not leading with sex. I'm leading with the tease. Cause you ain't gonna get none. Cause that's just me though. But also, like I
And
said, I know you, I know your wardrobe, and like you said, maybe it is like, oh, this girl, I might like her a little less, but she wear a little more. But it's not also that's not you all the time.
I know, but again, men they will marry women that they don't like or they
Oh,
don't find
a hundred
attractive.
percent. There's a
I want to have this
hundred
part of the
different levels.
conversation when Daryl comes back because I really want to get his take on it.
Yeah, no,
Um,
but that's a study. That was a study that a lot of men never, they kind of settle for their wives, which is also scary because I'm like, dang, I'm out here thinking I'm Kelly Rowland and Beyonce, Michelle, and y'all out here thinking I'm
yeah, I want to have this conversation with Daryl when he comes back because
okay.
I'm very interested because it happens so often. And again, I'm not saying every man does it, but it's like there are a lot of men who quote unquote settle for certain types of women. And I just want to kind of get some insight, you know,
Yeah, I
on
mean,
that.
because like
Because
even men,
it's just a lot of
well,
it's just
because okay,
crazy.
but here's the weird thing too, is like sometimes, at least in my experience, where, and again, this has nothing to do with um appearance, uh
Hmm.
because I know that like even financially, like if that I could hold my weight with that person, they have more, but you wouldn't have thought anything less. But when people get
But I
caught
don't even
up,
think it's just appearance. I think, it could just be you keep going into this conversation and I don't want to have it.
I know,
I'm
but I was
like,
just no, hold on, and
so
we're back.
no, so
So
we were having this conversation that I wanted to wait till Derek got back. So when I was saying about the whole like men they have other options where they don't really have to deal with something they might have the ick about or another person, they could easily just like move down the list of women that are viable candidates, so to speak. And I was saying how not all the time, but you bump into a lot of cases where men will marry women that they aren't necessarily in love with, they aren't necessarily attracted to, but they check certain boxes that they want, that they find desirable, or they present in a way or provide some type of service to them that they feel is just like valuable in general.
Women do
Like
it too, though.
for instance, like I know um my mom had dated this man on and off for X amount of years. He ended up marrying this other woman. And he told my mom, essentially, like he wasn't really in love with this woman, but he wanted and needed someone that was going to put him first. And he was like, you have too many people that depend on you. And I would not like I need somebody to, basically be running my life and you running so many other people's lives. And me and my Dominique, we were older, but like I have a uncle with special needs that she takes care of. At that time I had a younger sister, even younger, she could have been, under the age of 10. So it's like you have all of these things going for you on top of like the type of job that you have. While I like love you, I need this out of this person. So I'm willing to settle for this person just because I know that they can be what I need. And I just think
Yeah,
that's just so interesting.
it
Or,
depends.
yeah.
I mean, it depends on the man. I mean, but a lot of men, I can see that. I can definitely see where he's
yeah,
coming from. Um,
Because, you might, like, depending on, like, if you are a man who is like, very prevalent in the community. Like you might
Mhm.
love old girl whose dress is holding on by her nipples. You might love her dirty drawers, but because of who you are, she can't be right there. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
But
you
I
might
feel
be
like
a
it's also
pastor
an
at the church.
opportunity.
That can't be the first lady. And you
I
might
mean,
love her down.
but see, here's the thing: is like that. I feel like that person also deserves the opportunity to see if they could switch up and maybe fit that mold as far as appearance and clothing. Because it's again, it's clothes. Like we can fix your wardrobe. It be look at Kim Kardashian. Kanye West came in and fixed her wardrobe. Now we
She
not
for the
going.
But
streets.
see,
She for the
it's a
streets.
slippery slope. It's one of those things where
It's
you just never
yeah,
really know where it will go. Because I mean, yes, they, ultimately they got a divorce, but they did, create 4 children together. Their relationship lasted a decent amount of time. Like everybody ain't gonna be together forever.
right.
Longer than
And
I
I don't
thought.
think,
It was
Yeah.
longer than I thought it was gonna be.
Hello.
wait, what you say?
He's
It was
longer than
longer than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
I
But
think
then
that
you
was
have
shocking
even
to all of us because we didn't think it
But
was
think
gonna last more
about,
than a couple of
like
years.
Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck. Like when they first got together, or the first iteration of Jennifer, she completely like made him over. You know what I mean? And he just was, when they broke up, he ended up getting with Jennifer Garner, and he was able to be more of himself. So yeah, they spun the block, but
And
we
he
see
went
how
back
it's
and
crashing and
realized
burning.
that shit was whack. Like
You
I'm
know,
not doing
crashing
what
and
But
burning
you know what?
still.
I think
So,
sometimes
I
that
think with some people, it's like it's hard. It's easy to say these are clothes and we can change them. Again, it's one thing, like I said, I got 1 or 2 pieces that is super revealing like that out of my entire wardrobe. It's different if that is all of your wardrobe, because that is who you are. Like this is how you present yourself. Like clothing, while you not supposed to judge a book by its cover, the articles of clothing that you pick out are some form of representation of how you want to present yourself to the world. For good or bad, this is how you choose to express yourself, and you have the right to do that. And so for some people, what that is, it's hard to say, no, I don't want to look like that, and it has to be something of someone's own volition, where they're like, I want to change my look and my aesthetic for me. You might reap the benefit of it, or enjoy it or like it or what have you, but it's different when it's like, I want to change versus I feel like I have to change in order to keep this person, or I feel like I'm being forced to change. And I just feel like sometimes it's a bit of a slippery slope, because you just don't know where the line starts and begins. Like it could be great when it's like, oh, I just like her hair when it's, when it's long. Great. That worked out for their relationship. They had a very loving relationship. It could be a controlling thing, like a Cassie and Diddy. Like, I only want you to wear your hair like this. I
Mhm.
only want you to wear your nails this way.
yep.
Like, and for him, for that type of relationship, it's just like it's more and more and more, because I'm trying to control you versus I just have this particular preference. But the relationship is very much like everybody is like putting into the relationship is a give and take. This is something I choose to do because it brings you joy, and bringing you joy brings me joy. Therefore, I will do that. And it's vice, like both people participate in that. But it's just when it's early on, you don't know which way it's going to go.
Yeah.
So
It's
I
not
don't
like I
know.
said. Like I think we've all kind of experienced different levels. Like I've had because I didn't have a JD behind my name. That person got that karma though. But it is what it is. Like so
Yeah.
sometimes like doing those things like it leads you down a path that you because of those little things you can end up somewhere that you don't necessarily want to be. So I think that sometimes that it is deserving of like a little conversation and then go from there. Like you said, like that's just like you said, how go from we at the museum and kicking it and then to go to this. Like it just went
But
to the extreme.
okay, I wanted to kind of go back because I really feel like we didn't give Daryl a chance to say.
Yeah, you okay.
I mean, you the one talking. I'm
I just
hosting.
hope that
I'm just keeping it cohesive.
you're not, but it's okay. But I wanted to just give him a chance to like chime in on his 2 cents about the whole.
Yeah, the game is always gonna be the game, man. It's gonna be like TLC said it the best. Don't go chasing waterfalls. Stick to the rivers and lakes that you're used to. Um, and the reason I say that is there's a lot of women trying to think they can be in pools and rivers they can't be. And the same thing with men. Why are you mad if this girl don't want to go 50-50? That ain't your rivers and lakes.
Mm-hmm.
Let them be. The game will be the game. If you're as a woman, if this man isn't what you want this man to be, that's not for you. The game is always going to be the game. It will dictate itself and teach that person, or this person will never learn their lesson, or they will win the game. Maybe you win the game, but it's always
Why
the
does
game.
it
So
be a game though? Why can't
no,
it ever be I like
no,
you,
the
you like
game is
me?
always the game. You got that's
I
rule
know.
number
I'm
one.
just asking.
No, that you. What is the first rule of Fight Club? The first rule of life: the game is the game. That's it. You didn't watch The
Okay.
Wire, did you?
No, I did not.
Okay, well, you don't understand what the game is life. Like, if you watch The Wire,
I get
you'll
that
understand
part.
what it means. The game is the game. The game is the game.
Okay.
It's not like a game, like you're thinking like a game.
No, I
No,
know, I
it's,
know.
Yeah,
No,
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 no, no, no.
no, not like a video game.
yeah.
Just more so like to me.
So
I know.
the market will dictate itself. So let's say, for instance, I've been wanting to talk about our show. What's the one chick talking about? Do I look like I go 50-50? What was her name? Travis Kelce ex.
Oh yeah, yeah. The girl I know you talking about.
The one she was on with Angel Reese's podcast. She said,
Yeah.
she's like, do I look like I will go 50-50? And I was like, at first, my visceral reaction was like, bitch, what does that look like? Like, that was my initial feeling. But after I thought about it, I'm like, the game will correct itself. It'll correct
and the thing
itself.
about it is, it depends on
Because
what
yes, you can do that. She
pool
can
you
do
have
that, and she may
access
be able to
to.
get away with it. And you can,
You know,
if
she
you
might
want to
be
play
able
the
to-
game
But
on
you
those
also,
rules,
but that goes back to
Yeah,
knowing
agree.
your role and staying in your lane.
yes,
I
And
don't even think
so
it's
she
about
might
roles
be
and
able to
staying
pull it
your.
off, though. She might be able to pull it off. That's her game. I can't get mad if she's able to pull that off.
yeah,
Right,
That's
and
what I'm
I
saying.
think it all
But if
depends on,
she
like you
has to
said.
she's taking a risk. If it's like betting on stocks. Like, if you can go ahead, if you would have got on Microsoft early, yeah, it would have blew up, but you had to be patient with it. Or you could have hit one stock with Yahoo and it blew up, and you did great. You had to get out soon before it went flop. Same principles. You may be able to win being like her, but there's risks in playing the game that is played with that.
I think
And you can
it
still
all
win, though. That
depends.
may be your ideas. And you can't be mad at nobody for wanting to play that game, is what I'm saying.
Oh no, I'm not mad at her for that, and I
No, I'm
think too,
talking
it's
more
like,
to myself at the same
yeah,
time.
I think too, it depends on, like you got to be in the game to win the game. I think
Mhm.
depending on where you are in life, where you live, where your financial background is, like what they say, it take money to make money.
Mhm.
She can say it look like I look like I go 50-50. She is probably in a different caliber of groups of people where she
yes,
has way more access to a man that could take care of her. And
exactly.
even given whatever type of cloud financial gain that she may have had, like, yeah, we always say, okay, in St. Louis, there's some money in St. Louis. But if I don't have access to go where the niggas are that got the money, how can I be like, well, am I gonna go 50-50? When it's like, but you can't get that dude because you're not in the same room as that
But
dude.
she could end up playing herself in that group of people too, though. So, like, is she even a
You
nice
never
person?
know.
Like, she can play herself, like we say, and play herself out that game and have the access. And every dude to be like, hey man, that bitch be on something. But as long as my mentor Dr. I said, Peace always tell me it's a simp born every day. So it may be somebody, it's somebody that's sitting there right there waiting, like, I want it. Now, it may not be what she want visually, but he might have them pocketbook.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, again, with women, it's always you're not gonna get all of it. I think Rob or Tahir, excuse me, posted something and it was like you could get like a nice guy and he can have like a big peen, but he is ugly. You know what I mean? It's like you're not gonna get all three. So some people are willing to like forgo certain things to get certain
You
things.
have to, though.
Like,
You have to. Chris Rock said it best. Sure. You ain't gonna find nobody like Seinfeld and Wu-Tang Clan like you do. Like, it's just not going. You got to have to compromise of what the person is.
You're gonna have to compromise somebody,
or you're gonna end up like that man that thought he had that perfect woman over there in China. And trying to find out he sued her, and he found out she was ugly before.
Hey, he won that lawsuit too.
I know.
Because shout out to him.
Like, you have to pick and choose what are the things that are most valuable to you.
But you know what, Janelle? I'm going to tell you something that my biggest wish wanting to get older. This is the only reason I want to get older. I want to see how all these people that had all these bullshit principles, men and women, how it's going to work out when we 65. I just want to see. I want to fast forward to that and then come back. Like, just so I can be like, I know all y'all was on some bullshit. And look at you now. At 65.
Because at some point, it's
and that's men and women I'm talking about with that. Like this. I'm a high value nigga and all this dumb shit. I want to see this where this get all y'all. Where is this going to land?
These people defining high value is rooted in nothing. It's like, okay, I'm
nigga that's really high value. Don't say it.
All my niggas got bread. Don't never say it. Like that clip that I sent y'all where there's a guy that one of them red pill guys that's pandering. And
I wanted to bring that up on our last podcast.
To a white woman, you talking about black women and kids, and I said, but you done swooped up a white girl with 2 kids and making family content and weird things like that, but talking down on women. And that's just like it's weird.
Again, he has all these quote unquote rules, but those rules only apply to certain people because he picked someone that he felt like he either deserved or like gave him a certain life that he wanted it to look like. So he threw the rules. They only apply to certain women.
No. That ain't why he with her. That ain't why he with her. That ain't why he with her. Y'all don't understand the secrets of being with a white woman. There is secrets to being with a white woman. Now,
no, I know that's what I'm saying. She provides
no. But it's not because it's not those rules. The rules don't matter because she probably been taking care of this motherfucker. That's why I'm talking about.
That's what I'm saying. She provides
he ain't got no leg to stand on. And what's going to happen? She provides him with some type of lifestyle that he desires. Wait till they break up, Janelle. Wait till they break up, Janelle.
Oh, for sure.
And then she gonna torture.
First of all, he was with her because he's with her for superficial reasons. He is with her because she provides him with whatever lifestyle that he desires, whether it is a financial support, whether it is the feeling of I have arrived. It's like as soon as he get on, he live your ass for a white girl. Like whatever that is. That makes
that's not
him
true though. I like to bump against that at all times. That's not true.
It's not necessarily true, but I'm just saying it's true enough for it to be a lyric in the song. It's not for everybody, but it's prevalent enough. We see it enough to know that it's a high probability that this could happen. So I just think people really need to just start like getting to the roots of what matters the most, at least to me. Like I've never been a person like I get nervous around certain type of men who make certain amount of money because more often than not, depending on where you are, they act like that. And I would rather go 50.
You talking about the dude from the pocket?
The top, the high value man. They act like that. I don't want that. Not all the time.
I've had weird interactions with one that allegedly, and I went toe to toe. Like, you're not finna talk to me crazy or say anything. Like, you can't disrespect me. And then
I would rather go 50-50 on a bill and be with a man who genuinely cares and respects me and treats me well than to get with somebody who could probably pay for my whole lifestyle but treat me like trash. Like that's just me. I would rather pay 50-50 and be happy than be with somebody who could buy me whatever but treats me terribly. Like I just
Did
or
y'all see the girl that just recently she became a trophy wife and all that, and the dude uh was molesting her daughters?
and
Oh
there you go.
wow, I didn't know.
Like, and I'm talking about
And there,
she married him. He had all this money. He was 20 years older than her. He was rich. All this stuff. They ended up having two kids, a 2 and a 4-year-old. Come to find out, he's messing with both of them daughters.
Wow,
and
And
wow.
she had a whole
unfortunately,
podcast around like how to become a trophy wife and how like to get a high value man.
and the thing about that, it's
Hold
a
on, I'm gonna
lot of
send you the
women
link.
who are in that lifestyle and they're not even trophy wives.
Mm-hmm.
And they will get these men who, and this is just, again, my mother works in the juvenile court. So there's a lot of stories that, just you'd just be
Nightmare,
surprised when people treat their just nightmares. But there are a
nightmare.
lot of women, and I won't say, like, yes, the men are wrong 100% because they are doing the victimizing of these children. But a lot of women allow men
That's the
to come
video right
into
there
their
for y'all to
homes
save to
with
watch
their
later.
children for the sake of just having a man.
Mm-hmm.
No. So you pegged something, Janelle. So after y'all watch this, I'm gonna give you the background. So basically, she met this dude, married him after like a week or two. She already had 2 kids from another
Mhm.
marriage. Moved in
Yeah.
with this dude because he had a little bit of bread, and she was broke or whatever. And they fast forward because he had all this money, and she wanted to be a married trophy wife type of thing. And he was like,
Mhm.
"Yo, you ain't got to work or nothing." It was the greed. It was her greed that put. But so the daughters that got molested were the daughters that they had together. She had 2
Mm.
sons before. I don't know if those sons were molested. So she had 2 kids before. She had a kid at 17 and a kid at like 19 or whatever.
Mhm.
But she was so enticed with being that trophy
Yeah,
wife. She
always.
was supposedly he raped her 4 times before when they first got married. She was saying,
Mm.
and I'm
And my
I
Tony
don't want to
Braxton
victim
voice,
blame at
but
all.
you
Like
married him.
I feel sorry for her situation, but if
But she
somebody,
also
So it caused a lot of that.
allowed that to happen. Like
yeah,
that, and not so much she allowed it to happen. She accepted that happened.
yes.
Yeah.
Because
Like,
if I put my hands on you and I do something like that and rape you, what do you think I'm gonna do to kids? It's the possibility is endless of
But
what I'm gonna be on.
people don't really, because they still benefit from things and certain to a certain degree, they will sacrifice their kids for, like you said, that greed. Like I ain't sleeping on a street corner or a shelter. I'm not bouncing around doing this, blah blah blah
and
blah.
for a lot of people, it's just to have a man. They're not even
Yeah,
getting any type of financial benefit
Mm.
from it. It happens so much because in society we have put so much value on being married, having a man. Our worth is determined or defined by if we have a man or not.
yeah,
And so a lot of women still fall into that, like trope of society. And so for them, they're like, I don't care if he is doing this. I'd rather him be here than not. And so if this would hell, they made a whole movie about it, like with Tyler
Yeah,
Perry. I mean, them the worst ones, but those are people's realities.
well,
You know what I
yeah. I
mean? Like
mean,
as
that's
much as
real.
we talk about them and dog them, those are a lot of true stories for a lot of people
Yeah,
where they would rather have somebody that's doing that to their kids, putting their kids at risk, putting them at risk, just so they can say they have a man.
you're
and a rich man on top of that.
yeah.
At least he rich. Because there's a lot of them who still be broke.
A lot of them be broke. A lot of them be broke, and it just be sad and just so disheartening. And when you hear people say such stuff like, I think people, and this is on both sides, men and women, I don't think they really understand the concept of what a relationship really is, a partnership is, and they don't know what they want even from themselves, let alone somebody like a partner. And that's how you had
I don't
that
know. It's
shit.
not about partnership. It's about possession. It's about like I own you, and again, that is another interesting, segue in back into what the original topic was, just about like men, back in the day, Ricky Lake, Jenny Jones, they would always have them episodes, like my girlfriend dresses like this. And it's always that conversation was, but you met her like this. And so
Mm-hmm.
now that you are in a relationship with her, you no longer want her to look this way. And so it's like you don't want her to be desirable to other people. You know what I mean? It's like this level of control that you're having because obviously this is something that you're attracted to, but now that she belongs to you, you don't want her to have that same effect on other men. Whereas it doesn't really matter. Like if she gonna leave you or talk, regardless of what she have on, that's gonna happen. But it's just like a way to control this being that is now yours. When before she didn't belong to you, so it was whatever. But now that you are mine, you are now a reflection of me. Or I don't want you to be perceived this way to other people. I don't want you to look available or that you're looking for someone now that you belong to me. So, I just think it's just a weird, it's just an interesting conversation.
Yeah.
And
Like
you
I
just
said,
don't know which way what the mentality is because
yeah.
you just don't know how it's gonna go. But
Yeah.
yeah, no.
I don't
All
know.
right.
We're gonna wrap it up here. Because it's just so much, like we said, like it is that we could be here for another hour talking about that
Mhm.
perspective of somebody trying to control you versus it being somebody else's thing. That was one of the things that came up when we initially had the conversation. Um,
Is the
it's
title of
definitely
this episode gonna be Whole Clothes?
no.
You just put it right there. And so I was just curious. I'm like, are we titling it Whole Clothes?
It would be catchy, but that was just came to my mind, so I
I
knew
was just
without
curious.
the description, Janelle. No, I'm not gonna call it whole clothes, but the
All
girl
right.
had
I was
on
just
like
wondering.
an outfit, but
I was
it's
just
okay.
wondering.
But people will probably pop in and say something that like and be, what's whole clothes? So and then they be like,
I mean, I
oh,
don't
this is
care.
not really yeah. So
I don't care. It was curious. I was just curious.
so okay. I want to wrap this up with saying everybody has to do what's best for them and what
Yep.
works for them. And whatever that looks like to you, let it be that. It ain't for us to understand. It ain't for the other person to understand. You just kind of got to adhere to what you feeling and how you going to, proceed or, halt the whatever the situation could be. And it's still like something to even think about. There probably have to be some sort of part two with this. Cause it's just interesting, and that's all I really
Yeah.
got. It's just interesting walking away from this because I still have so many questions. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to do some research. So um tell everybody to know where they can find you on the social media and get some services.
I'm mainly on Instagram at Janelle Lovings. I don't
Okay.
do. I know it's what's the new thing that's out?
Blue
I'm on
Sky.
Blue Sky. I'm on the Blue
Okay.
Sky.
When I hear Blue
Dom
Sky,
got
I
me on there
think
the other night.
like
I did.
Montana. Like I think Montana, because it's
Okay.
like big. It's like blue sky because it's just like flat
It's open.
land, blue sky. It might not be Montana, but prairie
Okay.
land. I don't know.
That's
I was
fair.
gonna hear
That's
that.
fair.
I heard
Uh,
on something I was listening to instead of how they have like a tweet on blue sky, it's gonna be called ski.
yeah, it's called Skeet. I don't like that.
I think they should rethink that.
No, they said that. No, the person, one of the people that worked there said they are called Skeets.
I think they should
Oh,
rethink that. I
I
don't
think
think they know what
they didn't think
Skeets
it
I don't think
through.
they know
eating
what ski
motherfucker.
means.
Apparently, it's only us in the Midwest that say Well, so everybody else say
Nope. From the window to
yeah,
the wall.
yeah.
The thing
No, no,
about
no,
it,
no.
I
I was
remember
gonna
when I
say
went to
you did
Purdue.
that version because you know how. So when people think about
In
any
St. Louis, we say skeet meaning like too small, too tight,
Yep.
like your
right,
shirt is
Tight.
right,
skeet.
my bad.
It wasn't until I went to Purdue that I knew that that had another meaning.
Yeah,
Like, and that was before I think that's Get Low came
The
out.
Little Giant song came out.
Yeah. And I
yeah.
was saying, your shirt is hella skeet. And they was like, excuse me? I'm
That's
like, it's small. They're like, that's not what that means, Janelle. I'm like, that's what it means for me.
not what it means.
Yeah.
So, but
Well, Darryl, tell the people where they can find you and all your networks of
Yeah,
podcasts.
just SLC network everywhere. You know, I don't even really be on my personal. I only go on there to like talk to Don for real on my personal Instagram.
That's
It's
true.
like just to keep notes for like the show and stuff. That's the only reason I have a personal Instagram. I'm on the other ones mostly. So
okay.
Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share the podcast. And we will see you here next week or the week after. Peace.
yeah.
Um,